mechanism of ACE, angiotensin, renin, that kind of thing? I'm a dental hygiene student. Let's talk about it. A lot of the times people with hypertension or cardio issues, they take ACE inhibitors because ACE basically makes your blood pressure rise. So we want to make inhibitors to keep your blood pressure low. So here's what happens. Your body realizes that your blood pressure is low. Your kidney stimulates low blood pressure and releases renin. Renin then goes to the liver, and the liver has angiotensinogen. So renin and angiotensinogen create angiotensin 1. Our lungs create ACE, which is angiotensin converting enzyme. So that creates angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. That then goes to the capillary and vasoconstriction area, making your blood pressure rise. So it has your adrenal gland, which are on top of your kidneys, and it has aldosterone, which is part of the mineral and the salt and the sodium, right? That's gonna go over to your urinary tract, and that recycles any of the salt to create that blood pressure to go up because water follows salt. Isn't that crazy that your kidney just detects low blood pressure? Let's talk about the function of the kidney real quick. So the kidney is the excretory system. It filters blood plasma by returning useful substance to plasma because it eliminates metabolic waste. So it's trying to regulate blood volume and osmolarity. It also secretes the hormones EPO and renin. If you remember, EPO stimulates blood production in the bone marrow. And kidneys also regulate the acid-base balance of the blood. And the waste that kidneys eliminate are going to basically be excess minerals, such as sodium, chloride, and potassium, and other nitrogenous waste. Other stuff is like the urea, the uric acid, and even creatine. So we have our kidney here, and then right here, where our adrenal gland is, we have aldosterone. Aldosterone regulates sodium and water retention by the kidneys. So we're gonna go over here to the loop of Henle. This is what we learn in anatomy, right? And this is how we have to know what it is for pharmacology. Okay, we're gonna go to the afferent atrial because remember, the arteries are going away from the heart. So it's going out of the heart into this thing, and then it comes out and goes out into the blood vessels because it's going back to the heart, right? So it's going to go into the glomerulus, and that's where it's going to create a plasma-like filtration for the blood. This is going to reabsorb and secrete stuff. So in the tubular reabsorption, it's going to remove useful solutes and from the filtrite and return them into the blood. The tubular secretion, that's going to remove the additional waste from the blood and add them to the filtrate. Then there's also the water conservation. This removes water from the urine and returns it to the blood and concentrates the waste. So this PCT, this reabsorbs most of the filtrate. Okay, so the reabsorption in this PCT, very important. Glucose and amino acids, they are reabsorbed by active transport. Water is reabsorbed through osmosis, passive facilitated transport. Sodium is actively reabsorbed, which causes more water to be passively absorbed because water follows sodium. Negatively charged ions, chloride, phosphate, bicarbonate, those will follow the positive sodium ions because opposites attract. Now we're going to come over here to the loop of Henle, or the nephron loop. What the nephron loop does is it basically is water conservation, electrolyte reabsorption, and some waste secretion of the uric acid and bile salts, ammonia, and drugs. And it also has that acid-base balance. This one secretes the hydrogen and bicarbonate ions to regulate the pH of the blood. Where the distal tubule comes in, the DCT, it is very permeable to water. The DCT basically maintains the salt-water balance. This is when the renin comes in. So if the body's detecting low BP, the kidney is the first to know, which is why it secretes the hormone renin. And that renin stimulates the aldosterone. And the aldosterone stimulates the salt and water reabsorption to make the BP higher. So now with this extra information, let's go from the beginning. BP is low, renin secreted. Because renin is secreted, it then stimulates the liver to create angiotensinogen. Liver secretes angiotensinogen. So because now we have angiotensin 1, the lungs basically feel the stimulation from the endothelium tissues. The lining is telling the lungs to secrete the angiotensin converting enzyme. Angiotensin 1 basically stimulated the lungs to secrete the ACE enzyme. And now we have angiotensin 2. This is a constrictor, so it's going to cause vasoconstriction. And when the vasoconstriction happens, the aldosterone is now secreted from the adrenal cortex. That is telling your renal tubule, your loop of Henle, your DCT, we gotta start absorbing and reabsorbing it back into the bloodstream. Salt, we need sodium, we need chloride, we need potassium. We need to get to the bloodstream ASAP, raise that blood pressure. And you know what else happens? ADH. Do you remember learning about endocrine system and pituitary glands? And in the pituitary gland, we have in the posterior tube ADH and oxytocin, but we're just focusing on ADH. ADH is an antidiuretic hormone. So that means it takes the water that's gonna go and resorb it, because you need that extra sodium that's coming in here that we were going to secrete, but now we need it. So now sodium is back into the bloodstream, and now you have increased blood pressure. All this was relearned to know about ACH inhibitors. So people who have high blood pressure need ACH inhibitors so they don't have increased blood pressure. They can keep it low, okay? Okay, so in another video, I'm going to be talking about the actual ACH inhibitors and CCBs and stuff like that. So I hope this was just kind of like a precursor to help understand how it works. So anyways, I hope this helps, and I will see you later. Good luck studying. Bye.